Hello everyone and welcome to day 278 of lockdown. My awful attempt at a beard is no more. I just can't grow a proper beard anyway, so I just got sick of it and shaved it off. My hair is getting quite long now though. I think I might end up with Norman Reedus hair by the time this is all over. Although I did have long hair as a teenager. Check out this wagtastic photo. What a cool guy. To be honest, I think isolation is driving me slightly insane. I am just talking about nonsense now. Isn't that right, Scott? Oh, classic Scott. He's so funny. And yes, I am wearing a vest because it's very hot outside, although it's actually quite cold in here because I'm under a roof. But it doesn't really matter because this video isn't going to be that long. Because not a lot really happens in the episode, I'm afraid, so there's not really a lot to talk about. So, The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 15. Spoilers as per usual, although like I said, there's not going to be many spoilers because not a lot happens, but let's begin. Although I haven't gone completely insane yet, there are obvious parallels to what is happening in the real world now, with people social distancing and people not seeing as much of their friends and family as they'd like, to Princess in this episode who has gone about a year without seeing anyone, or talking to anyone for that matter of fact. Now, I know it's obviously not the same. We can still talk to people on our phones and can still talk to people over the internet, and I myself live in a house with 5 other people, so it's not like I'm ever really alone and I can just never have a wank in peace. Where the fuck did that come from? But with having to make some changes to my lifestyle, like working from home and not seeing people I work with, or not seeing my friends, or not seeing anyone bar my immediate family, I am feeling a bit stir crazy. Now, you'd think that because of that, I would be able to sympathise and empathise more with what Princess was going through, and that in turn I'd end up liking her more, but I don't. I still find her extremely irritating and annoying, and yeah, I pretty much hated her throughout the entire episode. I do understand and appreciate the approach that the writers are taking to her character, and I understood where they were coming from when she was introduced in the comics, but yeah, that doesn't really change anything to me. She's just way too over the top and too in your face for me to like her. Now, I know some people will come out and say, well, she's annoying. That's the point, she's supposed to be annoying, but just because someone is supposed to be annoying, and then they are annoying, doesn't take away the fact that they are annoying, if that makes any sense. Just because there's a reason behind it doesn't make me go, oh, well, she's supposed to be annoying, that's alright then, now I don't find her annoying. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. So, yeah, I still don't really care for her at all, to be honest. And I've seen some comments on The Walking Dead's Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that from people saying, oh, I think you did an amazing job with Princess. You know, I completely understand that if you didn't talk to someone for a year, you'd be like that. And, okay, I get that, but for me, Princess just seems like one of these people who was odd anyway. I don't think she's, like, over the top and in your face because she hasn't spoken to anyone. I just think she was always socially awkward and weird. I think that's the way she is, and for me, yeah, I can't find them kind of people quite annoying. I mean, I've met some people who I would say are kind of like Princess in real life, in the way that they're over the top, in your face, you know, trying to get all the attention and be quirky and weird, and yeah, they're not really for me, and I don't think they were like that because they hadn't spoken to anyone. That's just the way they were, that's just their personality, and to me, that's just not the type of people I like to hang around with. I mean, take what I'm saying with a pinch of salt because I'm not a people person anyway. I know, what a fucking surprise, the guy who talks to a camera in his garage isn't a people person. Who would have seen that coming? But yeah, Princess just isn't the type of person that I would ever associate myself with, just because I don't really like people like that. I mean, I kind of find it hard to give new people a chance anyway. It takes me a while to get to know people and to like them, but if I was faced with someone who's like that, you know, in your face and, oh, what are you doing, like, constantly, like, on you, and I would just be like, get the hell away from me, you are too much for me, I can't be dealing with this. So, yeah, I don't like her because she's the type of person in real life who I would find irritating and who I wouldn't want to hang around with. But that's just me, you know, some people might enjoy these kind of weird, quirky people, they might be like that themselves. Yeah, so I understand if you do like Princess. Maybe it's just like a British thing, because Yumiko instantly is a bit weary of her and is kind of like, yeah, she's too weird and she's insane, whereas Eugene and Ezekiel are willing to give her a chance. But then again, Eugene, talks in riddles, and Ezekiel thought he was a fucking king, so they're not exactly normal either, are they? So, who knows? But anyway, these three characters spend their time this episode following Princess around as she tries to direct them to a garage where she says vehicles are, after she shoots some walkers and their horses go missing because they get scared of the machine gun fire. And yeah, they kind of just go around in circles, they walk through a minefield, which Princess doesn't reveal is a minefield until they're halfway through, because oh my god, that's so funny, that's such a Princess thing to do, she didn't tell him it was a minefield. I mean, yeah, okay, if you find that funny, fair enough, but for me, I was just like, oh, why the fuck hasn't she told them? That just irritated me. It wasn't one of these scenes where I thought, oh, that's so funny that she do that. I just thought, what a absolute twat. It just made me hate her even more. I mean, I did laugh at the end when they got to the garage that she was leading them to, and it was full of push bikes. I mean, they obviously expected, cars and the likes, and yeah, I've just got this image now of Eugene riding to Stephanie, trying to impress her on a bloody push bike. But whether this one joke was worth me having to sit through Princess for almost the entire episode is up for debate. So yeah, I don't like her, and I don't like to say that I'm never going to like a character, or I don't like to say beforehand that this character is going to be awful, because there's been many times in the past where I've been proven wrong. I mean, I think I said Judith in the past video was a waste of space, and now I love what they've done to Judith, but I think this might be one character who I don't really change my mind on. It's just her personality. It's completely different to mine, and yeah, I don't really care for her. But if you do, then good for you. Anyway, moving on from Princess to another weirdo, and Beta leads the Horde to Alexandria, but no one is at Alexandria, so he then moves on with the intention of going to Oceanside. But before he can get there, he notices a cat, because there's not many cats around, so he thinks, oh, this must be where our people are, and now I think that's why he knows they're all holed up in the random building. I don't know, it's a bit far-fetched, but yeah, I think he found out where our protagonists were because of a cat. And now I understand why people hate cats. Not Cats the movie, actual cats, because I mean, I can understand why everyone hates Cats the movie. I mean, just look at it. I don't want to keep banging the same point over and over, because I've made this clear many times already, but I don't think we need to keep seeing this much of Beta. I think he was only in this episode, so we could have an explanation as to how in the finale the Horde found where our characters are in that building, wherever that actually is. So yeah, I think he's only introduced so it can just explain how they find the characters. But yeah, I just don't think he's that interesting, and I don't think we need to be following him just, going along shuffling and grunting. We know what he does. We know he kills anyone. We know he's a bit of a loose cannon. He doesn't have any depth to him like Alpha does, or Alpha did, sorry. So yeah, I don't need to keep seeing him. And I don't know what route the TV show is going to go down in regards to the Horde, because, in the comics, the Whisperers, Beta led the Whisperers up to Alexandria's door with the Horde, and then he just sort of said, oh, my work here is done, or I don't know if they were his exact words. He wasn't Leonard Nimoy in The Simpsons, but yeah, he kind of just led the Whisperers to the door and was just like, right, that's it, let's go, let's retreat, and disappeared. But I don't know whether, because we've already seen Alexandria under attack so many times already, that the writers have gone, well, let's change this, let's have them be attacked in a building and then have them run away from the Horde. Or will they run away from the Horde to Alexandria and the Horde follows them, or will they split up? But I don't know. But I mean, I'd say, it's not long till we find out, but it might be a long time now that the finale's delayed. So yeah, thanks COVID-19. We shall see, but I think it might go down quite differently to how it does in the comics. So aside from what I've already mentioned about Princess and Beta, there wasn't really a lot else happening this episode. Negan and Lydia had a nice little chat, and Negan revealed something that I've been saying during the last couple of videos, and that he did actually like Alpha to Lydia, but he knew she was too far gone, and it was quite nice them having a hug. And I think Negan came off as, quite a nice, understanding, caring guy during this episode. I liked Daryl and Judith's time together, even if, again, it was quite dull, some of it, but I liked the conversation at the end when Daryl kind of said to Judith that just because she's suffered before doesn't mean everyone else is going to leave her, and that she's going to, continuing on suffering, or words to those effects. That was quite nice, and shows Daryl as the father figure once again. I didn't really care for Carol and Kelly's conversation. I just thought it was bizarre that Kelly was like, oh yeah, I know why you did it, don't worry about it. It's like, well, Carol basically killed your sister. I know she says, oh, she's alive and blah, 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 and yeah, it seems like she is, but she's not to know that, and for her to just to be like, yeah, I get why you did it, I understand. I mean, I don't even understand why you did it. It was stupid. So I just think it's not realistic for Kelly to just forgive Carol and say, yeah, I understand, I get it. I get why you ran off and put everyone in danger and left Magna and my sister trapped. Don't worry, let's be friends now. Yeah, that just felt stupid to me. And to be honest, that's really about it. Not a lot happened. This felt like a kind of classic Walking Dead penultimate episode that wouldn't have been out of place in season 6 and 8, in which nothing happened because they were saving everything up for the finale. And that's disappointing when you compare how good last season's penultimate episode was compared to this, because yeah, nothing really of note happens. And I think it's quite a negative point now to end The Walking Dead on, because obviously without the finale to look forward to next week, we've now ended on an episode where not much really happened. I know I keep saying that over and over again, but yeah, we've just ended on an episode as bland and as boring as that, and we now have to wait, so it's quite a disappointing end, really. I binged through season 2 of Westworld in the last couple of days. I mean, I watched season 1 when it first came out and I loved it. I watched the first couple of episodes of season 2 when they aired, but it didn't really grab me, but now I've gone back to it, and although the show gets really convoluted and contrived, and there are some points which are just exposition dumps with characters revealing sort of new things and just talking about these new ideas, and you're trying to take it all in, it does get a bit too much, but at the same time, that is a show that doesn't like to waste the viewer's time. It does have less episodes in its season than The Walking Dead, but the episodes themselves are usually a lot longer in their runtime, but they don't really feel like it. Whereas this episode, I watched it on catch-up the day after it aired in the UK, and it said on my telly that it was only 40 minutes long, and it did not feel like 40 minutes. It felt like double that, because I was bored during a lot of it. So like I said, it's kind of a disappointing moment to end The Walking Dead on for now. I mean, it's good in a way that we do have what is probably going to be an action-filled finale to look forward to, but I have to say that I was looking forward to this half of a season coming into it, but I think it's been quite a disappointment, really. I mean, I liked episode 10, 11 and 12 that kind of dealt with the Whisperers attacking, Hilltop and the end of Alpha. Those 3 episodes together were really well done, but I found the premiere disappointing. The Michonne episode was just dull and pointless. Last week's episode when Carol was having visions and not really a lot happened, again, was another slow and dull episode, and this week's is the same. So, I mean, even if I do like the finale, that's only 4 out of 8 episodes that I've enjoyed during this half of the season, which is quite disappointing. I think during sort of The Walking Dead's worst period, which I believe is season 6 to 8, I would have come to expect that from the show, but I think when you look at season 10 of The Walking Dead, that felt like the story it was trying to tell needed 16 episodes. There was a lot of story in that season. We had the aftermath of the Saviors' War, we had a time skip, and before that, we dealt with Rick leaving, then we had the time skip where new characters are introduced and the Whisperers are introduced, and Alpha kills people, and then we have the build up to the war after that, and it felt warranted. Whereas this season, I don't really know, looking back on it now, if we needed 8 episodes in the first half, basically about Dante being a traitor. I mean, I said I enjoyed that half of the season in my review, but that might be because I binged through it. I don't know whether if I watched them week on week, like, I have done this season, if I would have felt, this half of the season, if I would have felt that it dragged out a bit. And now this half of the season, again, it kind of feels like they ran out of story. They dealt with Alpha and her getting killed and her demise, and it's kind of just like, well, what else have we got to do? Let's just add a filler episode of Michonne. Let's add a filler episode of Carol talking to herself. And yeah, again, this is the problem I have with The Walking Dead. Coming from, Westworld, which has 10 episodes, I don't know many shows that have 16 episodes anymore, especially British shows anyway. We never have, 16 episodes. Even 10 is a lot for a British TV show. I know Westworld isn't British, but I'm just saying that, for me personally, 16 episodes is too much. If you don't need that in a season, don't do it. I think people would prefer watching less episodes of The Walking Dead if they were more quality. And yeah, it's a shame, because Season 9 felt like, The Walking Dead is back. That was a fantastic season. And this season, it has been a bit disappointing. I liked what happened with Alpha, but apart from that, yeah, it's not the worst season of the show. By far, it's not nowhere near as bad as it was during the All Out War saga when that dragged on and on. But yeah, it is kind of getting to the point now where I'm watching these episodes and I'm just thinking, oh, this is so dull. Just something happened, and that's how I felt during that period of the show. And yeah, I didn't enjoy this episode. It's left a bad taste in my mouth with The Walking Dead now sort of going on hiatus, and I hope the finale's better, and I hope next season will be better paced than this one was, and more like 9, sorry, instead of season 10. So let me know your thoughts below. Did you enjoy this episode? Did you dislike it? What are your views on Princess? Whatever they are, let me know. I will try to reply. I know I've not been very good at replying to people on YouTube lately. I do apologise, but I will try my best to reply to your comments on this video. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. And again, like I said, I hope you're all doing safe and well. And yeah, just look after yourself. Stay indoors if you can. And I shall see you all soon. I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but I will see you soon. I think I might do a Fear the Walking Dead video about what happened to the show, and I might review the last episode of last season because I think I gave up. So yeah, I might just torture myself again for some reason. Looking forward to that. But anyway, take care. See you soon. Goodbye.